All right, guys, we are back with another great episode of Bass Cast Radio. Hope you guys are doing well out there in radio land. As you guys can see, it's three of us here tonight, man. Three of us. We got Mr., as we all call him at work, D. Hudson with us.
We don't be here.
We don't even add the Derek. Sorry about that, man. We use small syllables and, small letters.
I know Derek's hard to pronounce.
It is hard to pronounce, man.
I'm a hillbilly. I'm probably going to do it wrong.
We know so many. We know quite a few Hudsons that are pretty daggone good with a stick up right here in Central Virginia, and you're one of them. So,
see, we don't pronounce it Derek up here. It's Dirk. What are you doing, boy?
Yeah, that's right. Even shorter.
And guys, look who is back. Guys, since ICAST 2022, our boy has crashed and burned and rebuilt pretty much the whole entire house, truck, car, boat, you name it.
Man, yeah, it's been crazy.
And if you guys are not following Geek on his YouTube channel, you're crazy, because you are Instagram. You guys have seen photos, videos. Actually, what was that video about 15 minutes the other day you did?
Yeah,
you talked about the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole story. I had so many people asking about it because I've done a couple of quick posts saying, look, over the next few weeks, probably not going to be the video output and the posting like usual. And I just kind of posted with the wall smashed in and, all the glass everywhere. So everybody's like, dude, you got to tell us what happened, So I was like, all right. I'll do a little video for you.
And watch that be your number one video for 2022, Geek. I hate to say it.
So far, I think it is, actually. It's got like 10, maybe closing in on 11,000 views. So
everybody likes a little drama.
Yeah.
Drama is king. I mean, it was funny. It ain't funny. But Danielle, you talk about your boat and the issue with your boat. Everything's good to go now, everyone. But there was a show Danielle was watching called Snowflake on Netflix. And all these kids showed up to this boot camp and they blew up all their stuff right at the beginning of the whole entire show. So we just need to fake blowing up your boat next time. Because people love that stuff. I mean, it's like...
I think there's an app for that.
It probably is. So, Geek, man, we're glad to have you back.
It's good to be back. Listen, I should have had a video out today, so I'm behind. I'm hoping I'm going to get to go film some point in time this week and do a little bit of fishing. So I'm here with you guys and don't even know when I'm going to be able to post anything of my own. So,
I'm right there with you, brother. I've got several videos, projects that are in the works, and you just got to take the time to put them together.
Yeah. The good news is concrete truck was here. The new front porch, pad and step was poured today. So I'll be able to use my front door. I can't wait for that. It's been a minute.
Well, that's good. If you, like I said, you guys, make sure you head on over, check out Geek's YouTube channel. The whole story he put up there last Sunday, wasn't it?
I don't even know.
I don't even know. I shared it to the basscast.com, and I try to share all the videos there to the Basscast Facebook page. Guys, real quick for me, I've got a 71 and an 81-year-old moving into their final home because I'm not moving anywhere soon. And I've been doing that every Friday and Sunday afternoon for the last couple of weeks, trying to get them straight, moved, downsized. And it's something about old people that collect everything still. I mean, it's like I don't want to talk bad, but there's enough canned goods in my parents' house that you could eat on for a month. And I was talking to some guys at work and I was like, all right, guys. And it's anywhere between my age and you're what, 30?
37.
You're 37, down to some 27-year-olders. And I was like, how many canned goods are in your house? He said, I got enough food maybe for a week. My parents got enough food for a month. So, I mean, it's like, I'm going to spend a day just packing up the canned goods. I mean,
they had it hard back in the day, though, when you had to be ready for a month.
That's true.
If things happen, you got to be prepared.
And, we call that prepping in 2022. The whole people just called it, they were prepared.
We're the Walmart generation. We don't
have normal life
quite as much.
Yeah, it's normal life here.
Yeah.
And, it's crazy that it's funny that they've made whole magazines out of this called prepping.
Yeah.
And if you go back to, my parents, like I said, they're 70 and 80 years old. That was just normal life. I mean, there was water there. You had canned goods. I mean, I have gas, but everybody had gas that they cooked on. So, I mean, it was.
Well, I'm a little older than you guys. I'm 48. And so this was my grandmother's house used to be here where this house is. And I've got an uncle, my dad, another uncle, and there's this huge field in the back. And I remember as a kid, that was kind of the community garden, So everybody would work the garden in the evenings. When the sun started going down, everybody goes over, works the garden. And then, once everything was able to harvest, people, they start canning. So everybody work together and start, canning everything. And so, so that was, they were not about, the grocery store.
We,
back then.
My mother's parents, my mother's mom was Dutch, pure Dutch from Holland. They all came over here many, many years ago. And my uncle had a dairy farm. And so it was nothing for me. And that's when I started fishing, was to go, we would go work the farm. And then if you were lucky and the sun was still out, about right now, we're 7:30ish, you got to go fishing.
Yeah. My dad was just talking the other day about his first job was working at a cannery, moving bulk supplies of cans all over the cannery. And it was like a community thing here in Appomattox that they would actually bring all of their produce to that cannery to get canned away for that season coming up.
Geek, when do you turn 49, brother?
April. So I'm still a little
I turned 49 Sunday.
Oh, okay. I thought I was older than
Happy
you.
early birthday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on when you drop this. It might be late birthday.
No, we're dropping it tomorrow.
Okay.
Guys, we drop them on Thursday afternoon. That is the plan. Every Thursday afternoon, we drop a podcast. So maybe one day we can drop them early in the morning.
Well, happy early birthday.
Appreciate it. So, I turned 49 on Sunday.
You don't look a year older.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Something like I get the gray cut out. You've been traveling a whole lot lately, man.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't see the photo, I'll be honest, guys, our Instagram page is not for me. I have my own page. My goal on Instagram, which is our biggest platform, is to promote you guys. And we've had a lot of people send me photos here lately, and I promoted his. You held up a smallmouth and a largemouth last week.
Yeah. That was the first day mistake. I tried to do a mixed bag. On Champlain right now, you can't do a mixed bag to any success. It's just the smallmouth are so much better right now up there. I caught several 4 to 5 pound largemouth in practice. So I figured, you can get 20 pounds doing that. Not the case.
Big learning curve, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Long ways from home.
But still, I caught over 16 pounds both days. And I cashed actually the last check, the General Tires check, because I run General Tires.
Bam.
So I was happy to have that, but it was still a fun experience. I mean, anytime you come into the stage with 18.5 pounds of smallmouth and don't get a check, it's a fun day.
Wow. It's pretty awesome. And you got crazy. To, like I said, I mean, that's how many hours from us is that thing?
But it's about 12 hours when you add those few stops in, but yeah.
Holy cow. Drive. Yeah. What's next for Derik?
Next is I'm debating on the St. Lawrence. The next Toyota series for the Northern is the St. Lawrence.
Okay.
And I'm actually, I've been doing a lot of research on it, and where they're putting in at Messina is where their title is going out of right now. To be competitive, you've got to run down 70 miles plus to get down near the lake. That's where the bigger smallmouth are. And to truly be consistently competitive. And I don't know if I want to take my boat up there and risk all that when I've already made the pro circuit next year. I've already made the Toyota Series championship. It's like, I might jump into that as a co-angler.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just for the experience of catching big smallmouth and just enjoying the fishery and learn a thing or two. But at the same time, I'm not wearing my boat out.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Save some gas, wear and tear on the tires and everything else. So, I mean, it's definitely true.
It's a thought. It's a thought. I might just get froggy and jump on in anyways.
There you go, guys. You're right here.
We'll see.
All right. So the last couple of weeks without Hank, we've done some different shows. We had Brandon Polinick on last week. We had a big YouTuber from right here in Central Virginia. As you know, I don't know why I can't remember the name of the show. I'll remember it in a little bit. It'll come to me. But we've had a couple of different shows. And you guys have all known here that we like doing different things. We don't want to, I've never wanted the show to say, I got to interview the winner every time, or I got to interview, be honest, I'd rather interview the runner up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more excited, the winner's excited, but everybody's going to talk to him. Everybody's going to get him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in the top 5, that's, I want to talk to you. So,
and a lot of times that runner up would have been the winner if he didn't lose 2 or 3 big fish.
Yeah.
I mean, how often is that? That's very often.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always a little bit, but bad story, not a bad story, but always a little more of a story to it about, oh man, this one.
The one that got away.
Yep.
But tonight, I decided to ask Derek to come over, and it's something I thought about really before this show. We just need to get Geek back with us. We're going to talk about ICAST 2022. Both of these gentlemen right here are newbies. They both got to go down to Florida. You spent the whole time, didn't you? 5 days?
Yep. Sure did.
But I went in 2017. I think that's when I went. Yeah, 2017. And that was when the release of the Bonafide kayaks just had come out, because we're part of the big kayak stuff and the kayak anglers. But that was the release for that. And that was probably the biggest thing that happened for me while I was there, other than meeting a lot of great people. But you guys got your first taste of this how many mile expo. Good gosh, it's miles and miles and miles.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
And for you guys who don't know, hopefully you do know by now, ICAST is only open to vendors, media, and people who are part of their pro staff that they want there, because ICAST is all about.
And the last day is high schoolers.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's true too.
That's a pretty cool.
Yeah.
The last day was very refreshing to be able to talk to people that had 110% passion for the sport.
That's awesome.
And no professional gain out of it, just doing it because they love it.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. High schoolers are definitely welcome there.
All right, so what we thought, that's cool, because I don't know if they had that when I went in 17.
Yeah, it was a pretty neat experience. I got to talk to a lot of young up and comings that were just ate up with it, and that was very humbling.
And I'll tell you this, guys, I left on ICAST started Wednesday? I left on a Tuesday, flew out of Lynchburg on a Tuesday, got dinner Tuesday night at 8:00, ate Buffalo Wild Wings at 8. My guts were tore up by 10.
I was going to say mistake number 1.
I started ICAST off right. I'll never forget it. And
I drove down there.
I did too.
I flew.
I drove.
We made it a family trip. We went to Orlando before it. Enjoyed Orlando Studios. That was pretty awesome. All the Hogwarts and
yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
If I ever went back to Disney, I would never care.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I'll be honest.
Never care again. Never want to walk in the gates of that place.
Man,
but
you're getting too old, man.
I am getting too old, but that's just me.
I got too much inner kid in me.
There you go. So tonight, what I thought we'd do is give you guys a look at. So I thought we'd talk about ICAST 2022, their takeaways from it, what they learned, each one of them, and what their ultimate goal was for attending this event and takeaways. I got 6 questions. I'm going to ask the questions. We'll let them give their answers. And, we're going to do like a quick 4 or 5 minute answer. I think that'd be cool. It's 30 minutes apiece for each question. All right. We're going to see what we can do on this, guys. So your thoughts on the show before you went? I know you guys both did some research. Everybody's seen the videos online. I mean, I watched all of them. Your thoughts on the show before you went? Go ahead, Geek.
I didn't know what to expect other than what you told me. Okay. I went down with Akuma. I appreciate them, getting me in. I do partner with Akuma rods. And so for me, literally going down the first day, my thoughts were just I'm not taking a camera with me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just walking the aisles and seeing what's there. That was kind of my first thought. Just kind of get the feel on day one, which I went down on Tuesday, and what was it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. So, I got down a day early, and that's kind of what I thought. I just wanted to figure it out.
Derek?
My first impression was, I have kept up with ICAST for a long time, even though I've never been. I've kept up with it as far as every time it pops up, it's definitely on my radar because I want to know what's going to be the next hot bait, what's going to be the next hot reel, what's going to be the next hot rod that can take my level of fishing to the next level. So I've always kept up with it. So going into it, I knew that I was going to see a lot of great stuff, and it's no secret, it's a huge show. So I was very excited just getting down there. Like Hank said, just cruising. I spent several times in between I worked for Seaguar while I was down there. I worked for Missile Baits while I was down there. And in between those sessions of work, I'd actually just cruise around and see what all the good stuff was.
Did you guys each have a game plan before you went down? Something laid out, because it is a big show, and we all, you get the layout. Was there certain places you said, this is where I want to go, this is what I got to go see, or I gotta see this if I don't see anything else?
I personally had a combination game plan.
Okay.
I had some people that I've connected with through Instagram and that I wanted to meet them in person and actually make those connections a little more concrete. But then also I had a big part of it was not having a game plan. Because if you have just, I'm going to go to this booth, that booth, this booth, you're going to miss all the good stuff in between. So I had several times that I would just walk and look.
Because you can break a neck in that place. I mean, it's that much stuff. Because I'll be honest, I had someone, I had our boy from Drop Zone Tackle. I forgot, that was the show you missed as well, Geek. Sorry, Dennis. Geek. Dennis was with us. So we had Dennis on as well. And, and it is one of those shows that if you want to be the best and you want to get your stuff out there, if you can do it, you need to be there. Yeah. No matter what it costs.
Yeah.
You need to be there.
But I've also heard that if you're coming into the game fresh, like for instance, Drop Zone Tackle, they were going to go down there for the first time.
Ooh.
They need to make sure they're going the second time, the third time, because the more your name is in their face, the better off you are.
Which is kind of the whole deal and what I'd heard about, and one of the biggest reasons why I finally went.
Okay.
Because, I'm to the point to where it's getting pretty serious with the YouTubeage, and I'm at the point to where I need to be in front of people, certain companies. And so the good thing about being down there with Akuma, they were basically like, hey, listen, come on down, shoot a couple things here and there. And then it was like, scram, you bother me. We got to talk to people. And that's kind of the one thing, like I've done a lot of expos and worked a lot of booths for, companies that I worked with. And that was kind of the biggest surprise to me, was this was really about vendors and sellers. It was about the people manufacturing and the people selling. And so, a lot of times you'd go around the booths and you wanted to talk to, like Derek said, people that I've worked with, spoke to on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was hard to kind of get in front of them sometimes because they're in meetings. That's the whole deal. They're in there all day making deals with big box companies. And so that was the surprise for me, I guess.
A lot of probably come back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you and me had actually already talked about that before I left, that you had brought up that if you're looking for an hour conversation with somebody, that's not the place to go.
It's not the place to go to.
It's the place to get your face in front of them, your name, shake a hand, 5 minutes, talk to them for a second, and then maybe reconnect with them later. It definitely is not the show to really get to know somebody well.
And a big mistake that I made, and I thought about it before I went, is I did not have cards. I couldn't. When I got down there, I was like, "Oh man, I'm so done."
I actually made a QR code on my phone for vendors to scan.
I should have done that. Should have done that.
And for you guys that's really cool. For you guys who don't know,
you know how many people scanned it?
How many?
One group. One.
They're like, how do I do that? I don't know how.
For you guys who don't know out there, and you do Instagram, which I'm a big Instagram. That's why I say it. I mean, I keep on that side of the business side of it. I think YouTube now, TikTok, and Instagram are the top 3 media platforms. That was just released this morning that I read.
I just got on TikTok.
I saw. I saw.
It's growing fast, and I am loving every minute of it.
This right here is at how many? 18,000 now?
Yes,
I don't know what
followers
I'm up to.
Right there.
Yeah, I sure am. I don't know what I'm up to right now.
But I love it. It's a great media to show something really quick. It's cool.
Yes.
Little less formal than Instagram.
Yes. So much easier.
It is. Yeah. That's definitely true. So you guys, there is a card out there that you can purchase. It's like $10 to $20, and it's actually got the card in it. And you just hand out the card. I mean, let someone scan the card with their regular phone using the camera, and it'll actually bring up on their phone whatever you put in it, whether it's a website, whether it's your Instagram page, your Facebook page, and people can go to it directly.
That's what my QR code did.
Oh, it did that?
I built it with an external website. So it gave a link to my Facebook, my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube. It gave a link to all that.
So there's something good for you. Even though one person scanned it, it's something that you built you learned a lot building it.
Yeah.
And it's ready for 2023.
Yeah. A lot of the people that I would have needed to scan it already had a connection built from Instagram. Yeah. So what I did is I talked to them for a little bit, and then I reached out to them after the show on Instagram, direct message, like, hey, great to meet you. I enjoyed it. And that was the way I went about it.
And Geek, you can actually talk about that as well, because we talked about that last night. Me and Geek caught up before the show. And you've spent a week reaching out to a lot of people that you met as well.
I did. It actually worked out great, even though I was supposed to be toes in the sand last week. So, unfortunately, I was dealing with insurance companies and contractors trying to get everything done. But it worked out great because that allowed me to, begin to send out all the emails for all the people that, I was spoke to. So that's kind of what I did. I at least made sure I got their cards. I made sure that they knew who I was. And, I think the one thing, again, probably the second mistake was I talked to people the first day and I didn't have a camera. As a YouTuber, I didn't have a camera in my hand.
Right.
And so when I'd come up to them and I'd say, hey, I'm Hank Rogers. I do a YouTube channel called Bass Geek. You'd almost see their eyes roll back in their head, because there's so many of them at this point. But then once I started kind of saying, I've got, 58,000 subscribers, you'd kind of see the wheels turn and they'd be like, what? You'd see it kind of go, how does this guy have 58,000 subscribers? And I have no clue who he is.
He's 49 years old. Yeah. 48, I mean.
Yeah. So, so that was probably the second thing. But, I probably could have waited until the second day to talk to them, because my first goal on day one, like Derek said, was, go down there and meet some of the people. But it was more because I've got this boat deal coming up with Camus.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've been told you got to get your accessories in order. So there were a few target companies that I hit, like, power poles and, a couple different marine batteries, lithium batteries, and graphs. Which, by the way, I signed a deal with Garmin, so
awesome.
nobody knows that.
Congratulations.
So that works. Yeah, that was a big deal. I'm pretty happy with that. So
too bad it's not Lowrance.
Oh, we're gonna thumb wrestle.
I grew up with Lowrance, and I mean, till they make products that are subpar to Garmin and them, I mean, they've kept the trend up. I mean, there was that one little spell that Garmin had the top notch stuff, but Lowrance has caught back up. That's for sure.
All right, guys. So tonight, if you're just tuning into the show, I got Derik and Bass Geek, and we're talking about ICAST 2022 and their takeaways from the event. All right, let's dive into question number 3. Did you guys meet your goals? I mean, like I said, I talked to both of you guys for one dinner. I tried to give you a heads up on what you could expect, what I expected, what I didn't expect and was overwhelmed with. But did you guys think that you met your ultimate goal?
I'll take this one first. I definitely exceeded my goal. My goal was to go down there and to work hard and put my face in front of Seagar and Missile, who have been by my side throughout this whole year and have truly helped facilitate. And, they helped facilitate me getting into the show from the very beginning.
Right.
But to give them my time and my energy to show their products off. And we met so many great people down there, and I was able to show off their products and just how they've been helping me throughout the season. So that was number one goal going down there, was to give them guys truly all I could. And that's exactly what I did while I was down there.
All right, Geek.
And and that was the other thing, just like Derik said, there were a lot of the companies that I worked with that I really wanted to spend time to, get my face in front of them, really talk to them. Companies like Flambeau, getting to hang out with the guys from Akuma was fun. Just a lot of different good companies there. And then meet some other companies and try to, and that's still, I'll say, maybe we're
and
still
cool.
a work in progress.
That's cool what you guys are talking about too, as well, because you went down there to support the people who have already taken care of you guys.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people don't understand how this, I've done a podcast in the past before, Geek, on pro staffing, do's and don'ts, and what you really need to do to become a good pro staffer that will eventually lead to a sponsorship. And it's an older podcast, but, you guys went down there to promote the people who helped you and to meet, because half the time, these people send us product. Man, I got products in the floor people sent me. I've maybe met half of them.
Yeah.
And it's just because I spent a Sunday on the couch, DMing people and making comments on their posts and, tell them about the business and having a ultimate plan. Like Derik said, he put a plan together that he could show people once he got down there.
Yeah. And even besides the plan, I actually had a pleasant surprise. I was able to meet Will from Spike It, and I've been using Spike It my entire life. Yeah. Spike It's a staple in my boat. I do not have a boat without Spike It dye, Spike It neutralizer to combat the dye, Spike It scents. I mean, I've always had Spike It stuff in my boat, and I never even thought to meet them. And when I met those guys down there, it was an awesome experience. I actually met them on the family day. I had my wife and daughter with me the last day, and they allowed my daughter to dip like 27 baits, and
good gosh.
It was a ton
That's awesome.
It was just a ton of fun and just to meet some good people. So that was pretty exciting.
All right, so let's move on to question number 4. What would you do differently if you were to return in 2023? Geek, we'll start with you on this one, because I think you already had a little fumble. You want to pick up the ball wrong.
Two things is I'm definitely going with some sort of card, or I'm going to learn from Derik.
There you go.
And get me a QR code. To those people. I think that was a big fumble. third or second, third, I can't count. I'm a hillbilly. I told you I can't spell, can't count. So, you know, second is definitely right off the bat. Uh, since I since it's my second time going down, I'm going to have that camera in my hand. I'm going to be filming. I think just having the camera in your hand lends to a more legitimizing deal because you're wanting to do, you know, film their product.
It opens the doors.
Yeah. When you walk up to them and go, "Hey, I've got 59,000 people," and they're like, "What? Of what?" You know, you're like, "You're not even filming. What's your deal?"
And it's not, I don't, as you say, taboo anymore, because so many people are gotten so many used to so many people phones in their hands and their faces, cameras, etc., that now, you know, you walk up the camera, they're ready to start talking.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally lines. I mean, you're just waiting. I was third in line at Flambeau to talk to Iaconelli. So, you know, I mean, crazy.
Now, I will say you're talking about having your camera from the get-go. I actually filmed my YouTube content, and I'm getting ready to release it here soon. But I filmed it all on Friday.
Okay.
Because I had already made the connections with the people. They already knew when I was coming back. I had already known what products I was going to show, how I was going to show it, able to know who I personally could actually get to talk. You know, instead of me doing all the talking throughout my YouTube channel, I tagged in some of the people that were product experts. And it's like, hey, can you give me a quick snippet on what this is about? And
I figure they've got it down. That's what I did too.
And I did all that Friday. So that was, I think that worked out good, having a pre-game plan on how my YouTube video was going to be mapped out and do it on Friday.
I'll be honest, it's probably been about 7 or 8 years ago now. I had a tackle company. I love their product. It's a new owner now, young owner. As soon as I showed up the camera, they went to the bathroom. So lots done changed in the last 7 years.
See, I was filming TikToks. Now here's more in my string of bad luck, right? So the second day I brought in my, you know, action cam with the with the Rode mic, and I'm getting all the stuff for YouTube. Then I come in with my on Friday with my iPhone, and you know, I'm doing all the TikTok stuff. Well, the battery blew up on it, and it's all gone.
Oh, man.
Bam!
The Hank journey continues.
But going off your question, I know one thing I would do different next time.
Okay.
Is I would dive more into who's going to be there and what products they have before, like have a pre-game plan.
Research, There
was some companies that I went past that I kind of wish now looking back, I would have gone back and talked to them, especially since some of them actually I've seen them on Instagram as like, man, they had some really cool stuff because they be posting their snippets from the ICAST. And I'm like, man, I wish I really would have talked to them.
Guys, use them hashtags. For you guys who are, who are new on Instagram, hashtag ICAST 2022 or whatever the year is, do use your hashtags very carefully. And I know they send out a map and all that good stuff, because I think I still got my book over here from where I went.
Yeah.
Because the book's chopped full of stuff in the back of it. I mean, it's like that thick.
But a lot of them talk about it before they ever go.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. You already have an idea what they're talking about, what they got kind of new coming out, and your ultimate goal, like Hank and like Derek, has put his own spin on it and maybe put a different spin on it. And you're going to know the guys who aren't going to run away when you go talk to them.
Yeah.
That are, that are there, that I ain't going to say they're old school, but I guess they kind of are old school. And, we're in a total different generation for that. All right. Question number 5. What was the one thing that stood out to both of you guys at ICAST product wise? Now, you guys all know they have a best in show competition.
Mm-hmm.
I think the media is the only people who can vote, I want to say.
Okay.
But what stood out from you guys? I mean, if you guys don't know what won by now, another cooler won, okay? Another cooler. $800 freaking dollar cooler that has a table. I mean, I was blown away when I saw it. But I mean, it is what it is. That's what the
cool,
people voted on. It was cool. I mean, you cut your meat, and it had a
$800 is one heck of a cooler.
It better cut the meat for me for that price.
I better have an iRobot cut.
That's a whole lot of butcher. That's a whole lot of butcher shop for those who are my age. Because what is it? Did you see it?
No, I didn't even see it.
Okay, guys. So here's
I didn't see it until after.
So nobody saw it. Okay, so you saw it afterwards. So the cooler actually had a lid that came off and it extended. So it had a cutting board and it came with its own vacuum sealer.
Nice.
That put batteries in it.
The vacuum sealer is that was a cool add-on.
So it came with a vacuum. Yeah. And then because the lid screwed on top of your regular lid. So it already weighed 400 pounds because you guys know what a Yeti weighs 200. So you already had a 400-pound cooler right there. Then you go put some deer meat in it. Or hopefully
you're saying the cooler was big enough to fit a deer in?
No.
Wow, that's impressive.
And it wasn't big enough to put a deer in. Maybe a couple of squirrels by the time it's done.
One sponsor we'll never have.
This one we ain't gotta worry about. Hey guys, we love having a good time right here. I mean, this is awesome. But what was from you all walking around the show? I wasn't there. Geek, what did you see that stood out to you? Said, hey, when this pops out, I'll go buy it.
I tried to buy them there, and it was the
He's like, I want to have this before everybody else does.
Listen, I was like, please sell me at least one of these, like one. Like I take the most hideous color not's going to catch bass. I swear, I'll use it. But so Spro and KGB Swim Baits did a collab. Ooh. And I'm a swim bait guy.
Yes.
If you all don't know who KGB Swim Baits are, you're under a rock.
Can I guess it?
Yeah, you guess it.
The 180 Chad Shad?
What do you know? That thing is for the price, for what it does.
I gave it an up close and personal shout out on my YouTube.
Oh,
that's coming. It's beautiful.
It's pretty. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
All right. Yours?
Well, I wouldn't say it was a product thing. Obviously, like I told you that the Flambeau aerator system, that the rechargeable lithium 15-hour, you can throw in your live well, you can throw in a bucket, you could throw in a bag of water, aerating system for $35. If every boat owner does not have one as a backup for their live well system, or if they've got to take their fish because their boat broke down and they got to go to the weigh-in tank and somebody else's boat to just throw in their bag, if they don't have that $35 rechargeable aeration system, I mean, it's going to be crazy because it's too great of an idea and too cheap a price to not have one.
I like to have a crap load of those to give away here because I tell you one thing, guys, I've been doing this thing over 10 years, 12 years, and I have heard every story. My live well died. My live well died. And if you had this in your boat that you could just throw back there to keep your fish alive.
And that's just the one. They got a whole line of rechargeable aeration systems that are coming out. But that was just the one that was it was about this big. It was real compact. And it was like.
That's about softball size, ain't it?
Yeah. It was like a genius idea. But as far as something that stood out to me, we've been talking a bunch about what we were looking for, like individualized, like what our personal experiences were and all that. But the one thing that stood out that I didn't really realize ICAST was quite designed for this is that it is a market for vendors and products coming together. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, be kind and courteous. If you walk up to somebody and they're busy with a vendor and they're trying to sell their product to the Tackle Warehouse or somebody like that. Yeah. Just be careful. If you do go next year or the year after or whenever you go, just be courteous that they're not here for the individual people. They're truly here for the big vendors. And that's what you just got to you got to take away that and remember that,
Yeah.
you know.
That was like the big surprise for me. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that how important that was, and that was truly what was going to be going on. You know, so
a lot of
it
meetings,
was,
a lot of
Yeah.
behind closed door meetings going on, and,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
truly was not made for individuals
Yeah.
to get their name out there and to talk to companies that they like and want to represent and all that. But
Yeah.
it is a good place to have a little bit of that going on. But it's truly for vendors
Yeah.
and products to come together.
There was a mix when I went, mix of suits, ties,
Mm-hmm.
shorts, and swimsuits.
Didn't see any swimsuits. I will say I love that they roll the kegs out at about 3 o'clock though.
There you go. So it's quite an interesting time. I mean, it really was. It was pretty amazing. Lots, you know, it was at 4 or 5 o'clock. They had a bunch of music and everybody just kind of relaxed. And, you know, it was
You meet a lot of people during that, really.
You really
around
do.
the water cooler.
Yeah.
Right. The Costa have their big treehouse booth again. The sunglasses.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
You didn't see
You know,
it? Okay.
I didn't even see the Costa booth at all.
Well, the year I went, it was a house. It really was. It was a house. I mean,
there
you
was
walked inside,
somebody
it had
there with
doors
a house.
and
Maybe it
everything.
was.
It had doors and people were. It had tables inside. They had tables outside. I mean, it was people there all the time buying.
I'm a Wiley X guy.
Buying sunglasses.
It is what it is.
I was just overwhelmed. It was almost as crazy as me and Danielle went to the Potomac last year for an event 2 years ago for my birthday. And we went to the MGM Grand Casino. I've never been to one in my whole entire life. And I had a seizure. There were so many lights. And and if you guys know, I'm too tight to play any of that crap, and I don't like throwing money away, and that's not me. But that's almost what ICAST was like. It was like when I just walked in, it was like,
yeah,
holy cow.
I'll be honest with you. The first day I went down there, like, I thought, man, this is a waste of my time, you know, after the first day. And I was like, but the second day, you know, things kind of, and then the third day, I was like, oh, dude, I'm doing this next year. So it was just different.
That's question number 6.
That is the final question. Would you go back and why? And maybe, you know, yes.
That's pretty easy.
Definitely. I would definitely go back. It's just, there's so many great opportunities to meet people, to see products that you would not see until a year and a half, 2 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's an awesome experience all around. And it's professionally ran. They have a phenomenal job. Registration was easy to go through.
Yep.
All the vendors were given ample space. So it wasn't like you were claustrophobic walking through it or nothing like that. It was very, very well done. And
that's the thing between going, you know, I had always told myself, and here lately it hasn't happened, I was going to revert back and forth and go 1 year to ICAST, 1 year to the Bassmaster Classic, but they've been close. So we just been going to the Classic because it's a good time too. But yeah, I mean, it's an event that I think everybody should have at least one opportunity. I mean, if you work with like Derek brought up earlier, if this company is willing to send you, now I know all companies aren't going to do it. I don't know Derek's situation, whether he's getting cash from these people or just getting products. But if they're willing to send you boxes, I mean, they're in the floor here, boxes of products. You need to be able to take that little bit of time and show them that, hey, I'm worth it. I'm worth this investment of $500, $400, $1,000, whatever they send you in product that you get back, because that little bit of time that you've invested there, other people are going to see you and you're going to be able to network. And, you know, all of our ultimate goal here is cash. I mean, there's no cover. I mean, there's no way to cover that up. I mean, I'm building a brand new website, building a brand new section. This man right here is moving up next year.
I mean, entry fees get pretty high.
Yeah. Entry fees get pretty daggone high. Geek wants to quit his job. I mean, Geek wants to full-time YouTube. He's got a great following now, and there's some more stuff that we're going to announce here soon. Me and Geek are, because a lot of stuff there happened. And so there's a lot of stuff going on for Geek. So, you know, it is all about the money, but
But none of that's to preload.
Right.
That's all
Exactly.
to work hard for the people that
Yes.
are, one, supporting the fishing industry that we all love, and two, supporting us as individuals.
Right.
And I had a very who I'm lucky enough to be friends with, predominant elite angler, who told me, he said, if you'll work for these guys, he goes, you know, even some of the top tier pros, they just show up and expect to get it, and they just don't follow through. If you will show companies that you will work for them, that you'll do what you say and you'll say what you do, and you'll go above and beyond, these companies will take care of you once you get a foot in the door.
And you know, it's kind of crazy. You know, a lot of people will say stuff to me and be like, hey, you going to that show, or hey, you going to that event.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, it might not be the best one. It might bring in 500 to 1,000, might bring in 2,000 people, and I spend the day there. But you don't know that hand you're going to shake, or that person that you're going to meet.
Only takes one,
and it's one.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest for you guys, even for me here, going down to, where was it? The Bassmaster Classic, like, good gosh, they're all over there.
In March,
10 years ago.
Oh.
5 years ago, making that trip to the Classic. And, you know, being, like you guys said, going down there, meeting the people that you talk to on Instagram, Facebook, what you did, and everything else. You're going down there and meeting them. And when I made that commitment, my business just went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I came back with tons of cards and like thousands of new followers because I was willing to make that commitment, and making a commitment to little shows. I mean, I get invited to a bunch of stuff around here.
There's some great little shows out there too.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a sign that says, there's a banner. I've read it here before, and I'm going to end with this part on me, and I'll let you guys have a couple closing words. That's beside my desk of work. It says there every single day. It says commitment. And it says you will decide your level of commitment by how much you're willing to travel, how many hours you're willing to stay up, you know, how many miles you're willing to drive. Like I said, it's a bunch of stuff about what dedication you're willing to do to get what you want.
Wow. Then I got the commitment then.
So I read it it's been with me since I started this business. It's Andy Andrews. He's a motivational speaker. I mean, Christian motivational speaker. And I read it every single day. So, I mean, it's, you know, that's where it is. And, you know, we want to get there and hopefully get there soon.
And passion. I think passion fuels commitment for a big part. You know, if you don't have the passion for what you're doing, you're not going to be but so committed. I mean, that's just.
Yeah, like I said, I've been bass fishing for years, and I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of guys that have went out and bought boats and gear, and they want to be tournament anglers. And I think not for the sake that they love fishing, but they love tournament fishing and the idea that they might be able to do it for a living.
Right.
Not that it's really their passion, but it's maybe what they think is an easier than working a 9 to 5, you know?
Yeah.
But you watch those guys tend to burn out. They'll do it. They might even get real good on the local level, and they'll disappear. Same in YouTube. You get guys that come in and they think they want to do this, and they don't realize how hard it is and how much time and effort and, you know, how many comments you got to read and answer and ask, and how many people you got to say thanks to. And then 2-3 years later, they're gone.
Right.
I mean, if you really don't love
this sport,
bass fishing, yes, you're not going to have the commitment to do it. You're not going to have the commitment to follow through when the times get tough, you know.
And at times do get tough, guys.
Yes, and I will say, to add on to what you're saying, if you are a young up and coming angler, or if you're somebody getting into this arena for the first time, make sure that you also have a passion for the people that you're going to promote, the products that you're going to promote.
Yes.
Do not get suckered into somebody's going to give you some free tackle so you start using it, or some way down the path of, hey, they're supporting me, so I'll make some passion up. No, truly find products and people that you are passionate about first, then worry about the rest of the stuff later. And that will make it 10 times easier.
sit down, make a list of the stuff you love to use.
Yep.
And promote the hell out of it for free. Yep. Until they notice you.
You guys, that story I was telling you guys about earlier with the company that, that the older couple were running and they run away, etc. I laugh about it now, but I love that company. I actually wanted to buy it. That's how much I love the product. I mean, I loved it. I mean, it was like the bait had a scent to it. Might have killed you, but it was good. But I love the product and I really, really wanted to buy it. And I kept trying in my head. I would sit there and be like, how am I going to make it happen? I mean, I'm building a media company and I want this product bad because it was some good stuff. And, it actually ended up selling to someone else, which actually worked out great. And I think his son's running it and it's a whole family thing now. So, I mean, yeah, I did media. I did sales the first 25 years of my life. So I was kind of done with that.
Yeah.
Men, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Derik, thanks for coming on down the road. If you guys don't know, man, me and D live close to each other. So really, it's awesome to have someone of this caliber right here.
No doubt.
Right down the street from me. Don't say that. Do not say that.
Yeah.
That's a guy trying to make it.
And we're going to have him here more on the show because he does give a little extra feedback to things. And like I told you guys, I built a platform for anglers. That's what the next platform is going to be, for Derik to promote himself. I'm not a good fisherman. I just know how to write code and take photos and talk. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's straight up honest. That's why
I always say is, for me, is that, some people are, the people that are good, how's that old saying go? Do it and others teach. I'm a great teacher.
There you go. And he's a great angler. So guys, make sure you're following Derik Hudson on Instagram, his brand new TikTok channel. Like you said, what is it called? I'm following, but I can't remember because I've been
Hudson Fishing.
Still just D Hudson.
I'm keeping it Derik Hudson.
All right,
Fishing.
so they kept it simple. Derik Hudson Fishing. YouTube channel as well.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
All right.
Doing it all.
He's doing it all. And as always, man, make sure you guys hit the YouTube button for Bass Geek. And make sure you hit the notification. So that way, every time an episode it gets dropped, you guys pops up on your phone as a notification I got a couple of them notified. And also the podcast itself. The podcast on all different platforms, networks. You can say, hey, Siri, play Basscast Radio. If you guys got Siri in your car. Yep. I did it upstairs and I was like, holy cow, one day. So you can do that. And drop us a comment, drop us a feedback. And we appreciate you guys listening.
Hey, I've got a question for you before we get off of here.
Yes.
Is the Basscast going to be at ICAST Show 2023?
Ooh.
All right.
Put you on the spot.
You can put me on the spot. If I get enough donations. As I've said before to you guys, we've had this website for 5 years. We need a fresh new look. And I have brought on a web tech that is not cheap, guys. I mean, and Geek can tell you straight up, he knows.
Yep.
And we need to build a new platform. And that's my ultimate goal. I am I've got 3 shows lined up. I'm going to do Richmond. I'm going to do the one that's local here. Augusta County, I'll go to that as always.
So that's a yes. We heard it right here. That's a yes. Basscast 2023 ICAST show.
Only if I can ride down with you, Derik. That's it. Because
I'll be there. You're coming.
So I'm gonna ride down with Derik, everybody, because that way I can save my $500 airfare flight.
Sounds good. I got room for you.
All right, so there we go. Okay, we might make it happen then, because you guys all know that the Major League Fishing Red Crest is 2 hours from the house, 3 hours maybe.
Charlotte this year.
Yeah, so we will be there. The room will be. Not this year. Next year. I apologize.
Yeah, next year.
So we will be there. So the plan is.
Let's see if I can be a camera boat for that.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun.
So the plan is to go to the Red Crest Cup, which I've never been for. I've been to the Forest Wood Cup, and I know they've done a whole lot better job with it. And we're going to go Classic, and we're going to have a few shows. And we'll try to make it with you. So that's the plan. Guys, thanks for listening. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being with us tonight. We will talk to you guys really, really soon. By the way, don't forget, Bassmaster Elite events going on this weekend. Mm-hmm. We got the Tackle Warehouse Pro Series.
How do you pronounce the lake they're on?
I can't say it. I diced it like
Hawaii?
Oahi or
Hawaii.
something. Oh,
Hawaii.
I
Hawaii,
diced it I diced it last week and I didn't want to say it again. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. So don't forget to make your fantasy picks. Have a great night, everyone. We will talk to you guys later.